Does that mean at the Casey Hall or at
the pancakes are on the griddle, and family members are returning from Mass. It's a typical Sunday morning in the home of Joe and Rose Herman of San Antonio, Florida.
Our gracious Heavenly Father, as you look down on your servants who labor in your vineyard.
Among those here for breakfast is one of the Hermans' 9 children, Margaret Beaumont, herself the mother of 6. That's Davy, the oldest. He teaches math in Tampa, about an hour's drive from here. His sister, Allison, sitting next to him, goes to the local community college. And there's their sister, Kathy, and brother, Stephen. The other 2 boys are somewhere about. Joe Herman is the family photographer, and this is Madeline Beaumont, Margaret's mother-in-law. Family is what this story is all about. The kind of family perhaps only found in small-town America. Family members may leave for a while, but one way or another, they always seem to return. That's what happened to Margaret Beaumont.
My husband died in 1974 at the age of 39. We were stationed at MacDill Air Force Base near Tampa at the time. I was pregnant with my 6th child. We both grew up here in San Antonio, so our aim was to come back here, so we moved back here, the children and I, when he died. And the oldest at the time was 12, almost 12. The youngest was almost 6, and I was 8 weeks pregnant with Kenny. When we moved back here, we chose the house we have across the street from the church because it was so handy to the same school and church that my family had always gone to. My father came here as a very young boy. My mother was born here. My mother-in-law was born here. And all my sisters and brothers.
Something that has helped strengthen family bonds, especially after the death of their father, is music. This Sunday, the Beaumonts are going to share a little of their music with friends and relatives. The park's just across the street from their house. The Beaumont family was recently honored by being chosen National Amateur Music Family of the Year. A neighbor nominated the Beaumonts for the award, which is given by the American Music Conference.
My name is Diane Jones, and I happen to be the city clerk here in San Antonio. But I have also known the Beaumonts. I knew their parents when they were teenagers, this age. And I've seen the children grow up, and we've been real boosters of theirs. And so when I was told of this award that they might be eligible for, I felt that it would be an honor for them to win. And they certainly were deserving.
The award recognizes families who share their musical talents in the community.
From January through into May, we usually do many concerts, sometimes 3 in a weekend and 3 weekends a month. A lot of fairs, county fairs and the state fair, folk festivals, art festivals, anywhere where family-oriented music or entertainment is appropriate, I think we've done.
A love of music was instilled in the children by their father, Dave.
Dave was always the lullabier in the family and used to sing to us every night. Music was real important to him.
While living in Tampa, the small children joined a little folks orchestra and had their first taste of performing before an audience.
They had guitars, accordions, harmonicas, melodicas, bongos, maracas, tambourines, little things like that. And Mrs. Stimler called that her little folks orchestra, and she would have them play at nursing homes and at the mall and stuff like that.
That's what it was doing.
Here's the Beaumont Family Band. Many years ago when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was pretty as could be. This widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her and soon they two were wed. My little baby then became the brother-in-law to Dad, and so became my uncle, though it made me very sad. For if he was my uncle, then that also made him brother of the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course was my stepmother. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I'm my own grandpa.
When we came here, we still just had the banjo and the accordion, the melodica, the bongos and the maracas. That's how simple it was when they first started. And then Davy learned the banjo, Michael learned the bass, and then the mandolin, and passed the bass on to Stephen, and then Stephen learned the bass and the guitar and the banjo and passed it on to Allison. It just seems like every time they found a need for someone else to learn to play, they'd say, okay, here's the instrument, play it. And it really happened that way.
I'm Allison, and I'm 18 days short of being 20, and I'm fourth in line. It's 2 boys, 2 girls, and 2 boys. And I play bass fiddle in the band. That's my specialty. Davy takes charge. Davy's the oldest. He picks the songs, he arranges it, and he makes the show up, you know, with which songs in which order. He makes up the lists, and he's the leader. My mother cooks and she drives and she takes the phone calls. She doesn't play. She can clap real loud, but she's just the mother. Kenny's our youngest brother, and he's spoiled, but in a good way. He's our little baby, and everybody loves him. He was something to look forward to after our dad died.
The Beaumonts play bluegrass, nostalgia, gospel, comedy, just about anything.
He is watching for the storm clouds. He will be our savior and guide. Can't you hear him gently beckon? Meet me over on the other side. I was dancing with my darling to the Tennessee waltz at the annual Fireman's Ball. Just as I yearn, now I know she's with the angels up above, 'cause she was just too tough to burn.
The family means a great deal to both grandmothers.
The closest to heaven I ever am is when the family is all at home around the piano and around the table. And all of them are full of wit and humor. And I love that. I couldn't live without it.
After the performance, a few of the relatives stay around for a family picture. Not a bad way to end the afternoon.
I really think they probably were most proud to think that Margaret was able to get this all together after the death of her husband, and the baby was not even born yet. The youngest child was not really even born. She depended so much on her husband, and all of a sudden here she was able to, you know, carry the ball, so to speak. Now, I get a good warm feeling every time I hear them play, and we try to go any place that they're playing if we possibly can.